JayStunZ.
All right, the Gulag podcast. We are back again on a Saturday this time. I know everybody's like, well, don't you usually do it on Sunday? Well, we're back a little early today.
Because I'm a busy sumbitch.
Yeah, Jay's dancing at a bar mitzvah on Sunday, so we can't bother his...
Not even close. Nice try, though, but not even close.
He's dancing. He's going to jump out of a cake during a bar mitzvah. It'll be fun, though. Don't worry about it. It's going to be a fun thing. That's why he shaved. Anyways, today we have two up and coming. We've been talking about communities. We've heard from the people who are getting a partner, people who've been streaming for a long time. These two are kind of unique because they started streaming not months ago but years ago, and then they kind of just stopped for whatever reasons. You know, life is what it is. You can't really do anything about it. And now they're ready to, 2021, and I don't know if everybody got to watch my video, but 2021 has made people realize that their jobs are not going to be permanent. The lives that they were leading are not going to be permanent. One little hiccup like COVID can screw your whole financial situation and ruin anything that you were working towards. So now they have come back to streaming. I know at least one of them has been streaming since I've been streaming, and is now going back and just kind of revisiting what I hope will be his success and be his dream. So today we have ArksRhyme and we have Lowkithegod, which is a brand new branding for his stream, and of course, obviously, we have JayStunZ, Magnum Look #1, and the
Wait,
gaming
do I have
doc.
That? I don't know if I have that set or not.
You might not have it set. I know you've been doing a
There
lot.
it is.
There it is. Magnum Look #1 for JayStunZ. Mallory, welcome to the stream, and the lovely gaming doc. So today we're talking to these two, talking about what their goals are and what their expectations are, because that so many people have been taken out of jobs, so many people have been unemployed because of the stuff going along with COVID, especially here. Some states are loosening up. Some states, like California, they're loosening up, and then now it looks like a free-for-all of people that don't know what the hell they're doing. So, Arks, we'll start with you. Let's talk a little bit about your history with streaming and what led you to become a streamer and want to be a streamer.
All right, thanks. Well, my first stream, I started my first stream the day Fallout 4 came out. I thought, hey, it's a brand new game. I had perfectly planned it for months when I pre-ordered it that I would start my stream then. Sadly, a little bit after that, I came into an accident and I was immobile. So I couldn't walk for a few months, and then I had to do a bunch of schoolwork and work after I was able to walk again. So I ended up stopped streaming. Then 2017 hit. When it became 2017, I officially got back into streaming, got in a better schedule, and from then I took some breaks off and on. Just actually, I would say February of 2020, I decided this is what I want to do for ever. This is my dream. I want to have a proper schedule and fully stream. So I grew up watching a bunch of streamers and content creators. I'd come home from school pissed off at my teachers, as little kids always are, and I would laugh. And so I'm working towards making a community where people can have a better day if they're stressed out.
All right, and Loki, new branding for you. I know It's a little exciting.
Special gift from Papa Nero over here.
Oh, whoa! Don't call me daddy unless you mean it. All right. Anyways, so let's hear about your.
Daddy.
There we go. Well, let's hear about your story. What is your background and your story on what made you want to start streaming?
Did I just see the Zoolander pop up? I'm pretty much kind of the same situation as Rhyme in a sense. Started, growing up watching streamers. So it wasn't necessarily more streamers, more kind of Vanoss Gaming, Markiplier back when back in all the horror games and everything, and PewDiePie back when he played a lot more games. Just kind of growing up with a bunch of content creators and realizing I was kind of like, hey, I could, maybe try and see if I can't do something with this, see if I can't like make a living out of this or enjoy doing it, make a couple videos. First kind of thing that made me realize it was a video Vanoss had of like how he started everything. It was just making like trick shot montages or something back in like Modern Warfare 2. Now it was literally just him being a 19-year-old kid just going and making crazy YouTube videos and how he met them all in lobbies and they all got on. So one day, I think like back in, I want to say late 2016-ish, around the time Fortnite was first starting to kind of come out, I started streaming Mixer on my Xbox. Mixer was a thing and it was on Xbox. So I was just like, oh, this is so cool. I remember getting my first viewer and just absolutely losing my mind as to why like I couldn't find anything out like their name or any of that. So it's just like, well, welcome to the stream. My voice was a lot higher. I don't know your name, but like welcome to the stream. Your first ever viewer. Thank you so much. And then they like left 30 seconds later after that. Just fell into the pit of despair. I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep playing and hope that we get another one. That was terrible. I didn't have anything, no layup set up, none of that. It was literally just me on my Xbox. I don't even think I had a gaming computer then. And then from there, it was just kind of off and on, just doing random streams. Got my first computer, really, my first real computer that could actually handle anything. Tried to figure out Twitch, couldn't quite figure it out, even though it's pretty easy to figure out now. I guess it's just because I'm older. Off and on, up until really about this year. I met Narrow, and he was like, we were in a GTA 5 RP lobby, and he was asking who all was streaming. And I was like, I mean, I have a Twitch. I don't really stream. He's like, well, stream. Come on, let's go. Let's get this started. Let's keep going. So he's been a huge motivational help there in that sense of just getting me going and making me realize that this is something that I've wanted to do my whole life.
I will tell you that the doc has the same story. Because I would have chiropractic appointments with her, and I'd be like, Doc, it's time. It is time. Like, what do you?
The only difference was it took him a year to talk me into it.
Yeah. She had a lot of fear, and that's the thing. I feel like now with the current situation and the way that everything's going, that all your fears, like what else do you really have to fear? I mean, like we've really walked into a point where death was literally knocking at all of our doors at some point, at some point, and now it should give everybody a bigger understanding of how short. Like, I was talking to some lady that was in the line there at Apple, telling me how her friend died that was working at the hospital, like right down the street, because of COVID. So I mean, I think now more than ever, there should be some kind of understanding and less fear from people. Like, what do you have to lose by doing this? What do you have to lose by trying something
Your
new?
dignity. Just kidding.
Well, yours, Jay, I think yours was.
Oh, mine's out the
Yeah,
window.
yours was gone a
Yours is
long
in the
time
fridge.
ago. Yeah.
I mean, Jay actually really is very right in that. It's like, I know for me, I mean, Narrow kept saying, it's like, look, you should stream and, and I have a YouTube channel. And he kept saying, and my response was, it's like, well, I mean, I don't know if I could commit to streaming regularly. And, who wants to listen to, what do I have to say that anyone would want to hear? And, I mean, I love gaming, but, other than that, and I know I didn't game as well as most other channels. And he's, and he told me that's not what it's about. There's a lot of people who just need human contact. They need to have somebody listen to them. They need to have a chance to feel safe. And that was the purpose of my starting my channel, was to give people a safe space. So the idea that, I mean, it was more that feeling of, what if I'm rejected? What if I don't, receive the feedback that tells me what I do has value? And I think that is a very powerful thing for a lot of people, is that validation. And when you put yourself out there, you're vulnerable. And then all of a sudden it's like, please God, I mean, like Loki the god, when you're saying, it's like one person comes in, oh my gosh, I'm so glad you're here. Bam, gone. It's like, oh, okay. It's and I really admire you for just like, hanging in there and sticking with it, because whether it's a troll, whether it's, you know, somebody, and sometimes it's somebody who comes in and says something like, I mean, Narrow and Jay have both said that they've had people come in and say, you know what, I don't want to live anymore. I don't want to do this. And when you think to yourself, what would I say to somebody who just comes onto my stream? It's like, well, dude, I'm just playing Grand Theft Auto, but being able to be that connection, be that safe place for people. And that's a really big deal. And that's what streamers do. They help people escape what it is that they're going through in their regular life. And so, when you put yourself out there and put your heart out there, yeah, it can be rough and it can be scary. I mean, I'm glad Narrow talked me into it, but
And I did her branding too, by the way. See how
my branding too. He came up with the gaming doc.
Yeah, that branding came from that. So, but and it's also the other half of it is also about taking that leap of faith and understanding that with any success that you're going to get out of this, out of anything you do, that there is going to be those days where you feel like you're fucking failing. And I know Jay always tells people, stop looking at your fucking how many people are viewing you. Stop worrying about if people are chatting on your thing. And that is a big thing that I think a lot
Also, don't listen to other people.
Yeah.
Do what you want to do, because there are people that'll tell you to don't stream as much, put out more content. So they'll tell you, put more stuff on YouTube, don't stream as much, blah, blah. That may work for them. It's not going to work for you.
Exactly.
So you do what you want to do. If you feel like streaming 9 hours a day, 7 days a week is going to do it for you, do it. If you feel streaming 1 day a week and spending 6 days on YouTube or TikTok or whatever you want to do it, do it. Do not listen to what anybody says as far as, oh, do this and you'll be successful. Bullshit. Yep. You're not like everybody else. You're your own person, and just because something worked for someone else does not mean it's going to work for you.
It's 100% the self-awareness of what you want out of this, self-awareness of what it is, your plans and your goals. Because you can bullshit yourself and think you're the next ninja. You can bullshit yourself and think you're the next, you're going to be the next, Dr. Disrespect or whatever. But you're only bullshitting yourself. This right here is self-awareness. How hard do you want this? How bad do you want this? Is this something that you're willing to get those cuts and bruises, lose sleep? And I tell you this all the time. When you guys ask me sometimes, what the fuck are you doing still up? This is something that I've always wanted to do. This is an outlet for people to people to, number one, come and get some kind of information from. And that's something too, is you have to provide value to anybody that comes in your stream. Whether it's entertainment value, whether it's the fact that maybe you can give them advice or whatever it is. That kind of value is without any expectation of return either. Don't think that just because you gave them value that you're gonna get your bits or you're gonna get your donation. I have no expectations for anybody that comes on my stream. I don't have any expectations for them to drop a donation. I don't have any expectation for them to put to do a sub. I'm not gonna sit there and pander and beg you to do that stuff, because you want to know why? Because in the end, I'm going to win. In the end, I'm doing stuff the right way. I'm not here for the money. It's not going to be all about that money. And that's something that I think some streamers don't understand. They got the chance of a lifetime. And like we were talking about this the other night, that chick that came on the stream and said, "Oh, well, why the fuck how come you can't drop $4.99 in my sub box? If you're going to sit here and watch me stream, my time is worth $4.99. And don't get me wrong, time is worth money. It's worth more than money, because you can never get time back. You can always make money, but you're never going to get your time back. But that's a little bullshit to say to an audience, especially people that are, watching you and supporting you, whether it be monetarily or shouting your channel out, whatever it is. But Loki, what do you see? Like, what are your future goals? Like, what are you trying to do as far as this space and this echo chamber?
That's a pretty good question. I want to hopefully eventually be able to either make this my full-time job to the point where I can keep putting out content and grow a bigger audience and talk to people while I'm streaming and just have at least like a good maybe like 2, 3, 4 people ish, like just to be able to talk to them on my stream and see how they're going and make connections and see where I can get in the gaming community. Maybe even make it to the pro scene in one of the games, or that's kind of a long shot, but that'll be something I've always wanted to do. I'm a pretty competitive person. I've played hockey, raced mountain bikes my entire life, and so when I get competitive, it's something I really like to do. I really like to compete.
Played hockey. What's your favorite team?
They don't exist anymore. But the Atlanta Thrashers.
Okay, I'll let it slide.
We were never good. We were never good.
I will tell you this though, to that remark you made about you don't know if you're ever gonna be. If anybody has done that thing that you're talking about, then you can do the same fucking thing. I just want to put that out there. That if anybody has ever been a pro player, guess what? So can you. Like, what the fuck's stopping you? You know what I mean? I so many people say that, like, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Well, then you're already letting yourself go. Then you're already not gonna do it because you're already saying that it's not gonna happen. You know.
I mean, the only place where success comes before work is in the dictionary.
Yep.
And you just gotta put it out there, keep putting it out there, to believe in yourself when it doesn't seem like anybody else does. But the cool part is there's always people who believe in you. It's just, you're not talking to them. And when, it's like, man, it's like people will tell you how great you are. And it's like, it's almost human nature to find a way to devalue that. It's like, well, yeah, but I'm not doing this. No, you're really great. Oh, no. It's like, take it. Take the compliment, take the encouragement. And, because there's always going to be people who are going to want to, beat you down. But the idea that as long as you believe it's possible, as long as it's not a matter of if something happened, but it can happen, but how it can happen, then it's no longer like, well, maybe not. It's like, no, this is going to happen. I just have to figure out how. So, you could end up being someone that all those people look up to. It's like, dang, I mean, that guy, he came out of nowhere. And all of a sudden, he's like, I mean, they're really impressed. But, they started off right exactly in the same place that every single other person is. It's just that, you just got to be stubborn enough to outlast the learning curve.
Right.
And Arks, how about you? What is your aspirations and your goals? Like, if you're with the people that you're talking to, whoever they are watching, what is your goals and what is your aspirations? What can you tell them that would help them maybe want to start streaming?
Well, first of all, it's not about the money, as we all say. It really isn't. And if you make it about the money, you're not going to make it whatsoever. You always have to put it in more than 110% into this. And the reason I'm doing this, because my goal is I want to make this my full-time job, to the point where people that are having bad days at work or a bad day at school, or those that have night terrors, can pull up my stream and relax, wind down, and escape from reality a little bit. Because there's so much stress. There is stress in everything we do. And there is a lot of people, either, sad to say, a lot of people wind down with either alcohol, smoking, or drugs. And I want to bring that.
I was 2 out of 3. I was 2 out of 3 of those.
Yeah. I
Are you-
was the
Are you
smoking
are you
part.
ghost hunting in the background there, Jay? What's going on? There?
No, it's jail. It's the gulag. It's jail cells. Shut up.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
And so it's the fact I want to be able to grow a community where people can wind down and relax. That is my ultimate goal, to where somebody can come in and say, "Hey, I had a bad day, but watching your stream has turned my frown upside down."
That's cool.
I think that's a lot of people's ultimate goals is the fact that you are here to bring something to somebody that, and I think a lot of people don't understand, why they're depressed. I see this a lot. I had that meeting with that guy that was that's going to help me get into motivational speaking, and once things really do open up, I'll be able to go to corporations and stuff and start talking to them about this stuff. But he told me, he goes, he told me what was my biggest thing about why I thought that maybe motivational speaking would be a good thing. I said, Jesus Christ, 2020 put us in a slump like no other. 2020 dug us into this deep depression, and it's not just one person, it's everybody had a point in their life in 2020 where they're like, what the hell's going on? What the hell are we going to do? There was, I mean, even me, there was a point in time where, unfortunately, they put so much misinformation out. I didn't even want to open the front door. I bought so much Lysol.
Wait, you have a front door?
Yeah, I do. Do you have a back door?
Ah!
There you go. Good.
It's always open.
It's permanently locked.
Well, that means it's going to get clogged. Anyways.
Yep.
Oh,
You wonder why I'm so angry all the time.
All right. Manager Phoenix, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. But that's the thing, is that it's so crazy that the depression rate in America has probably tripled, and I'm pretty sure all over the world. It's just how you deal with it, and I think this outlet and being able to do this and get out of your whatever it is, because a lot of us internally, this is a way for you guys to vent your stuff too. This is a way for you guys to talk about the stuff that's going on in your life too. That's the thing, is that it's so crazy that we don't think about it, but this helps us in a way, because I don't think anybody has not felt a day where they were like, oh shit, there's a little uncertainty. So now it's your turn to step it up and actually speak your truths about what's going on here too. It's not going to be all about gaming. I really hope that it gives people an opportunity to grow and actually be where they want to be. Because like I said, the unemployment and everything was so crazy that people didn't get a chance to see it coming, and they got punched in the face. And to this day, I see people that are sleeping in their vans. I see people that are totally unemployed, and they have their kids and they're sleeping inside of a van, inside of a parking lot. Like that's the things that people are facing right now. And it's all about survival too. So when we're sitting here talking about the fact that it's a survival thing, and we have to all grow and hopefully get out of this rut. This is something it's going to be a lot more hard work and a lot less about the money. It's going to be about how we can live and make it and still be able to be happy. I know, Doc, you talk about that a lot, about how people have said, I don't know how many. I don't know how many people in your stream that has been happening to you a lot. I know you have a lot of followers now, which is a good thing.
And it really is, where people have that, really they get to that conflict point where it just becomes a question: is it worth it? Is it worth it to get up and to go try to find a new job, or to go try to do this? And my question for you guys is, we all have those points where, maybe we sit there and it's like, do I really want to stream today? And I'd like to ask each of you, what is it, first off, have you had that moment? and what is it that you use with yourself to be able to move past that block and say it's like, no, I do want to stream. So what is your secret for that?
My secret is I sometimes I just want to play some games off stream. And then that's how we always are. We have games that we'll play on stream, like say for Loki, myself and Narrow, we're getting ready for a tournament. We play a few games off stream to get warmed up, and then we start up our stream. There are some days where I'm sure every streamer has had this, where you just don't want to stream, you just want to relax. But if you're playing and not streaming, I understand that some days you'll take a break from streaming. Sometimes it could get overwhelming with chat and everything. But why not just stream if you're playing, honestly? It's content. You'll always have content. So just do it.
I think there's because there's a little more to it. It's like, yeah, okay, you are playing, but why not stream? Because, yeah, it is content, but at the same time, would you rather watch a stream where somebody's playing a game and engaging the audience, talking, making it more entertaining than just watching the gameplay, or watching a gameplay where somebody's completely silent, low energy, or everything? You want to be fully entertained. You want to be like, okay, his gameplay is good, but he's really not, keeping my interest by the way he's acting, whatever. So you can have 10 viewers in your chat, but if you're bringing low energy like that, they may be like, I don't want to watch this. This is making me feel like tired. I don't want to watch this. So they leave. Or you just sit there and you know what? I don't feel like it tonight. I'll play the game, have fun. You don't have to worry about talking to chat. You don't have to worry about putting on the show, so to speak. You just have fun. You play your game. You do what you got to do. You don't have to worry about, making sure you're talking to chat, making sure you're being entertaining, making sure you're explaining things. You don't have to worry about a troll coming in, potentially taking your awareness off of the game. You can just sit there and do whatever you want to do. Or you could stream and have to worry about some guy coming and saying something fucked up, and you're all like, what do I do now? It could throw you completely off your game, and then your gameplay goes down the shitter too. So it's catch-22. Yes, a lot of people do sit there and say, you know what, if I'm gaming, I might as well stream it. But you got to look at the other way too. So it's like I said, it also depends on how you are. If you want to stream anyway, do it. If you don't. Nobody can make you. But that's how it is.
So, Ark, it sounds like it's sort of a self-discipline type of thing where it's like, you know what, if you're going to do this, um, go ahead and engage. I guess the theory is the best day not streaming is still, not as good as the worst day streaming.
Yeah.
What about you, Loki? What kind of reignites your fire to do it?
Fortunately or unfortunately, I have only really had a couple of those days. Say coming home from work and it's 8 p.m. and hair is a mess. Everything's a mess. I need a shower. Don't feel like putting on my webcam. Don't want to go through everything. And then I'll just kind of just hop on and start talking to, say, Narrow and Rhyme, and they're all like, "Well, come on, we're streaming. Why don't you stream? Why don't you go ahead and get on?" I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, come on, what are you doing? What's the point of doing all this if you're not going to do it? If you're not going to stream, what's the point of us going through all this and doing everything? Or just kind of thinking about those great moments, like back when I got my first ever viewer, how happy I was. If I'm going to be playing something and going to at least have the energy to kind of bring myself up to be Lowkithegod, to be my character, to stay engaged, stay interactive and everything, then what's the point? Like they said, I don't. It's just you got to kind of remind yourself, like, what's up?
Are you eating a candy cane, Rhyme?
Maybe.
Okay. I had to get that out there because I'm looking over at him and he's trying to do it all nonchalantly, but the goddamn thing is pinched.
Yeah,
I'm just like
February.
he's just sitting there like this. Like, And I'm looking at him like that's not a pen. So, well, I mean, and the other thing is it should motivate you every day. Like 100% honestly, it should motivate you every day. You should, if you're not happy doing this right here, and why is it every time lightning hits, Jay disappears? Every time a lightning bolt comes by, Jay just. All right, I guess he'll be back.
Jay just every time
I think my camera locked up.
Yes, Jay is a Sith
Jay is
Lord.
just thunder now. He's like,
Yeah, my camera locked up.
he just disappears, dude.
It's coming back.
Yeah, he just back like this. He's like, dude. He looks like a poster child for like a Greek god commercial, right? You know, just. Yeah, but I mean, you know, honestly, you guys should be happy to do this, and I've told you guys when we're not streaming, I used to do 12 hours a day, 12-hour job, come home, and no matter what was going on, no matter what was happening, I had an hour most window to get something to eat, and sometimes I'd be eating while I'm starting my stream, and then just literally last couple bites, and the stream has started, and sometimes you'll see me go in the intro. There's past videos where there he is. There he is, JayStunZ in his new movie with Chuck Norris. But yeah, it's something. There he is. He's gonna kick your ass. That's the look he's giving you. Coming out to a theater near you, JayStunZ, Chuck Norris, and Tuwafung.
And off he goes.
There he goes.
Dude, I really don't know what the hell's going on because that shit ain't unfreezing.
That's weird. Maybe there's an update, but dude, you're stuck in a position where you look like a fucking 80s kung fu movie. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
He appears, he disappears.
Just JayStunZ, Chuck Norris, Chuck Norris and JayStunZ in Delta Force, 1969.
Fuck are you?
But you know,
That was live in
the thing
1969,
is,
okay?
it was a good year, wasn't it?
Kennedy
It
was
was.
president when I
It was. I heard 69 was a good year. I'm not really sure it wasn't there, but you know, I heard 69 was a good year.
It's nice.
Peace, love, and a lot of marijuana. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Anyways,
Hey, the saying is, if you remember the 60s, you really weren't there.
yeah, you weren't there. Puff, puff, pass, motherfucker. All right. For you guys, what was your biggest driving force in anything you do? Not just streaming. You know, we want to motivate people to start doing shit, right? And part of motivating people to start doing shit is giving them the self-realization that whatever it is that they're happy doing it. And more kids nowadays, this has become a cool thing. Before, when you were the fucking gamer, yeah, you were you were the outcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You were the outcast. When you brought your little Game Boy there, yeah, they wanted to play Tetris, but fuck, you weren't the cool kid in school, right?
Nope.
Now this has turned into a $2 billion a year industry where people like us come and stream, and you guys can watch us every day. What is it for you that what was your driving force internally? And here's the thing. It's not just about streaming. It's anything that you're going to do. What is your driving force? What makes you so hungry to hustle whatever it is? You know, it could start off with streaming. Then we go to, you want to be a pro player. You want to start doing merch. You have your own, you know, what internally gives you that drive to want to do that every day? Either one can start.
All right, I'll go first.
He's like,
Medical order, baby.
Yeah. So back in this is gonna have a little backstory. Back in my junior year, I ended up getting selected for a full paid scholarship to UGA for their swim team. I was on my high school swim team. I just made state that year, and that is when I hyperextended both my knees, and I could not walk for 4 months.
Oh, God.
I lost my full paid ride scholarship to that college, and since then, because after that, I never fully finished physical therapy, so I still have severe problems with my knees on a daily basis. I'm out of shape from when I used to swim, and it put me in a hole where I regretted the choices that I made, because I grew up with a family where we had to spend more money on bills than we had food. So I wasn't getting the proper nutrients and everything that my body needed with working out 3 times a day. Kind of ruined my body, and I regretted that. So now I don't want to live with regrets. I don't want to be that old man who dies at 110, his life full of regrets. I don't mind dying at a young age as long as I have no regrets. I will live my life to the fullest and I will follow my dreams.
I should have went first.
You see how slick he did? He put a candy cane
Sounds like
back
an
in.
insurance ad,
Yeah.
honestly.
No, but you know what?
And then you got the candy cane.
Here's the thing. It is something that I heard from so many people that mentored me is the fact that when you start talking to older people, and I'm talking about people that are in their 80s and 90s, grandpas, grandmas, whatever, it's a big realization because very few of them can say it's because I did this. Most of them say I wish I did this.
Mm-hmm.
And because of so many people's opinions and so many people saying that you couldn't do it because back in the day, that's what they were grooming people for. That's what the schools were grooming you for was, hey, go get a factory job. That's why they had the bell at a certain time. You had to check in at that certain time. You had to do your work, and then they gave you a lunch hour. That's all school was grooming people how to be factory workers and stay in line and not argue with the boss, which was the teacher and the principal. And now it's something where you can create something out of nothing. Gaming was created out of nothing. This was something that we did at home as kids to entertain ourselves, and mostly because the parents wanted you to leave them the fuck alone. Right? True. I'm giving the truths out there. It's something. Hey, here you go. Got you the new Nintendo 64. Go play Mario. That right there. I spent a whole summer going through that whole Mario thing to beat everything. I left everybody the fuck alone, right? But somebody created something where they realized that, hey, this is something where people watch, people will be entertained, and if you think about it, this right here entertains more people than that TV you have sitting in your living room now. They do the research. They ask people, and they check to see how many people. A lot of people don't even have cable boxes. They have a nice Roku stick. They have a Hulu built into their TV. They don't need. They have Netflix built into their TV. They don't need TV anymore. Nobody gives a shit about that stuff. And that's the thing is, when you talk to those old people, that's the way they were groomed. They were like, everybody gave them an opinion about what it is, and the way that they should do it. And then now it's do you, and stop listening to the voices in your head. And unfortunately, sometimes it's your own mom and dad's opinions that are hurting you. Because had Elon Musk, had Steve Jobs, had Mark Zuckerberg listened to those voices in their head, there would be no Facebook. There would be no Apple. Apple was built out of a fucking garage in Palo Alto. With 2 people. Imagine that. Elon Musk.
Imagine that.
Elon Musk built Tesla and all that shit from absolutely nothing. From an idea because he was buying, he had his first business, PayPal, that got bought for millions of dollars.
And then SpaceX.
And everything else. Miss Sweetie, what's up? Are you still snowed in? How you doing?
Hey, sweets.
And then there's people like Mark Zuckerberg who, while he was going to school, became very self-aware that that the college he was going to was bullshit, and started
Zuckerberg
and started Facebook. You know,
It's Zuckerberg.
Zuckerberg, but Zuckerberg's got a lot of fucking zeros at the end of his bank account, right? So
Still Zuckerberg.
he could be whatever you want, but I mean, the player made it. I mean, that's the bottom line. That he made it. He did. He made something out of absolutely nothing. And so, if anybody can do that shit, we all have the same capability of doing that shit. It's whether we choose to filter out the bullshit that goes in your ear and tells you no all the time. And I think that's a lot of truths that we need to give out in the community, is the fact that sometimes, you know, all that fucking extra noise that tells you no is that same bullshit that's going to hold you back.
Well, it's also that piece about being in integrity with who you are. You know, it's like, yeah, you know, there's a lot of people who are very rich, but the reason they got that way was they were willing to use people, they were willing to hurt people, that, you know, it really was completely about the money. And sometimes it is hard to balance that. It's like, you know, you know, if you're being a really good person and, you know, maybe you're not as cutthroat as you could be, but you know, there is always that. Ultimately, you have to be able to look at yourself in the mirror. Ultimately, you have to be able to, you know, go to sleep and put your head down and go, you know what, you know, everything may not have gone perfect today, but I'm really proud of myself. I'm proud of who I am today. And, you know, with this, the idea of people going into streaming and really finding out who they are. And, you know, and yes, some people stream with a persona, but still, you know, there's that authenticity that still rings true. And, you know, if you can't be who you are, I mean, really at your core, who you are, then it's very easy to find yourself getting lost in, you know, what other people say and what other people do. And you're always trying to adapt yourself and, you know, pull a chameleon. Oh, well, they're being successful. I'm going to do that. They're being successful. So
Let's
I
sweet tea with
think
the host.
also
Thank you.
that a big part of it is that, you know, ultimately you are you. Ultimately, you are the person you were yesterday, you're the person you'll be tomorrow, but you'll be wiser. You know, you're wiser today than you were yesterday, and you're wiser tomorrow than you are today. But that idea of never losing who you are, always know who you are. And whether that's, you know, understanding, okay, I know my limitations and I also know how to get around them. I know what my gifts are. So I think that there's a balancing act with, you know, what ultimately, you know, and maybe for a lot of people, it's just, you know what, I just want to have fun. I want to have a fun stream. I want people to come on, have a good time, and, you know, grow it that way. And you know, I have a lot of people who talk about the fact that it's really easy to kind of lose yourself. You lose yourself in the chat, you lose yourself in, you know, in the numbers, in the analytics. And once you do, it's can be kind of challenging to find yourself back. And, you know, I mean, you guys have been doing this for a hot minute. And, you know, how do you not get lost in the analytics? How do you not get lost in what other people say?
I think for me, I found a good balance of not giving a fuck, but then giving a fuck. It's that fine balance of, okay, great, you have your opinion, that's nice, but then you look at their I look at it this way. I when people talk, right, I look at the what they're doing and how they're engaging themselves in what they're telling me what I should be doing. And if their shit is just as broken, or their shit is even worse than mine, I go, how the fuck are you guys supposed to give me any kind of information when you're sitting there telling me that I should do this, and your shit you're not going anywhere. My thing is people are losing plenty on their own for them to give anybody's opinion. I give you a positive look, and I leave it to you to take that to wherever you want to. I don't tell you you have to do it. It's 100% for me. It's self-awareness of what you want in your life. It's not about what I want for you. I will tell you, I will guide you, I will help you if you ask. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not going to tell you you have to do it. I'm not going to tell you that it's always going to be successful, because it's not. It's bullshit. If anybody ever tells you that something is always going to be successful, it's bullshit. It's never going to be like that. What's successful for me and what's successful for Jay, it might not be successful for JayStunZ. What's successful for Doc might not be successful for anybody else in here. It's your self-awareness about what your truths are here, or whatever you're doing, and the fact that you got to understand that you could take people's advice and run with it, and if it doesn't work, great, move on to the next thing. But don't take those things as like ultimate failures, and then your life is fucked. That is the one thing that people make a mistake on. The first time they fail, the first time something doesn't work in their favor, they quit, and then just drop it for one little failure. People failed all their fucking life to get where they're at. Failures are nothing but something to teach you to do something better, and teach you to do it differently. That's all a failure is. It's not the end of the road. It's not to stop and go, oh, you know what? Let me go back to McDonald's and get that 9-to-5 job because I fucked up the first time. It's not. It's not in any way, shape, or form. It's just about the fact that you need to be self-aware about what the fuck you want in life, and what you're planning to do with your life, and what you're planning to do with this. And make sure that it's not about the goddamn money. Make sure it's not about the fame or how many followers you get or how many. It's about building something with integrity, like Doc said, that's going to create something to better yourself, to live comfortably, not live with a fucking Ferrari and a fucking 12-bedroom house that nobody's ever going to use because it's only you and one other person. That's where people mess up. When they start seeing the money go in is when people's egos are writing checks that their body can't cash. That's where people mess up, is right there. So that's where you got to think about it. What do you really want in your life? And what is it that you're really after? So
you also got to be careful who you listen to too, because there are going to be people that'll build you up and say, "Oh, don't worry about this. Everything's going right. You're doing your thing, blah blah." But they're the people that'll build you up just to take advantage of you. They're the people that'll help you build. They'll build you up. Say you're doing this. You're doing such a great thing because they expect you to take them with you, so to speak. And when you don't, is when that goes out the window, and then they start bashing you and spreading lies about you all over Twitter or whatever. So just make sure you know who is really on your side before you actually put trust in people, because they could fuck you over real quick.
I'm sure I think this happened to all of us before.
Yeah,
I think this happened to all of us before, and that's the thing. Yep. Is know your truths, man. Know that
know your friends.
Yeah,
not even the truth. Just know your friends.
Well, it's a mixture of both, though. It's a mixture of both. A lot of people have this facade that they think that that it's going to happen overnight, and then when they find out that it's going to take tons of work, they sit there and they go, oh fuck. Well, what am I going to do? I'm already halfway into it, right? I bought all the shit. I got the new computer. I got the camera. I got all this shit, and I don't really. And believe me, Jay, I know you know this. We've mentored a lot of people like that. We've mentored a lot of people.
A lot of people aren't as naturally gifted as Miss Sweetie or several other people that we know.
Yeah, a lot. There's so many people that told me that this is what they wanted. This is what they, and we help them. We help them get to the positions and kind of guide them, and then all of a sudden, nothing. They sit there and they just quit one day, and say it's too much. What did you expect? Anything is, just like Doc said. The only place that what did you say, Doc, about the
only place where success comes before work is the dictionary.
Exactly. That is the only place. Everybody is so worried about whether they're going to make the front page of Twitch or they're going to have 1,000 followers on Instagram tomorrow, but no one wants to put in the work. And that's stuff I told you guys. If you're consistent and putting stuff up consistently, people will notice. People will notice. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a month.
I mean, it could happen overnight.
I mean,
but
it
there
could.
are certain circumstances.
It could.
Certain circumstances and other websites you need to belong to, and clothing optional.
OnlyFans
to help you hit that overnight.
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
If you want to do it the right way, it's not going to happen overnight.
Lowkithegod. Check him out on OnlyFans.
Yes, sweets. Plex is one of. If you want to do Twitch and hit overnight, go to Plexstorm.
Plexstorm and play with your own
and
joystick.
sit there and play your games, play with your controller, and then also your joystick,
play with
and
your
have people pay for it.
joystick.
So
Put
if
it
that's
in,
what you want to do,
put it
if
into
that's what
fifth gear.
Put it this way: if that's what you think success is,
Bad idea.
more power to you.
No, but
Sponsored by
but
the
here,
Corvette
Jay,
Design
on the flip side of that, if that's what they want to do,
But you will never be taken serious as a gamer. You will be
That-
nothing
that's
more
fine,
than a
but
glorified porn star.
but
Then you
if
just
that's what they want to do, I can't knock them for it.
No, I'm not saying you can knock it for him. I'm saying you won't be taken serious as a gamer. You'll be a glorified porn star.
Come on, what's her name? Daphne Delphine or whatever the fuck the one that sells
Belle
the bathwater?
Delphine?
Yeah, that fucking.
Oh, somebody's been watching her. He knew the name and everything, name, pronunciation, everything. He's
hell,
like,
it's
I got
like,
this shit on
You
lock.
better spell that with the B's capitalized, guys. Come on.
He bought the bath water and the toilet water, so he's all up in that
Christ,
toilet waiter.
dude. He's over there.
all up in it.
He's using it as cologne right now. I mean, like, but no,
Bella's sweat scented candles and shit.
but no. Here's the thing: is you guys really gotta know your thing. If that's what, and we had this discussion, I think, on stream the other day, is if that's what you want to do, and if that's what's necessary for you to make that kind of money, as Loki's over here trying to take off his Hawaiian shirt.
Check out the KJRP server. I'm in there.
So that's the thing is the fact that you need to know your truths. If that's what you're gonna do, I'm not gonna knock you for that.
Fan club.
I'm not gonna
He's the head of the fan club.
I'm not gonna knock you for that. I'm not gonna knock if Jay's tomorrow starts jumping out of birthday cakes and singing "Happy Birthday, Mr. President." I'm not gonna knock you for it.
I would knock the person that attempted to hire me to do that because they have a questionable motive.
And thank you for that picture in my head.
Happy
How much
birthday.
money they are offering? Honestly,
Do it, Stuns. Miss Sweet Tea says.
Yeah, okay. Only if you're the
I
first
mean,
one to hire
and
me.
that's
Sweet.
and that's the thing is the fact that your self-awareness is 100% of what you're gonna do. If that's what you're comfortable
Nobody
with.
in their right mind that wants to see me jump out of a birthday cake. Stop it.
Happy
Get some help.
birthday,
honestly,
Mr. President.
Well, actually, wait, I'm not in my right mind.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
President.